Hi everybody, this is Professor Yehuda Kogan, and we're gonna go over the activity-based costing first lecture here. And I'm gonna go over the format of the class. I want you guys to review these lectures, video lectures, in advance of class. And in class, that will free us up to do only the workshops. And when the workshops, we'll be doing problems in teams. And I'll be working with each team individually on the problems during class. So I want you guys to go over and study the lecture using the support materials that I'll be giving you. And as you study the lecture and the slides as well as the video, during the lecture we'll just do the experiential, the actual problem, the multiple choice, and go over the answers as well. So this is the first piece. I expect to have about 4 or 5 videos for you for the first lecture. Each video will be a little bit less than 10 minutes. So starting with activity-based costing here. What we have here in activity-based costing is a comparison, is a system that goes and measures the overhead cost of a manufacturing product. Now, when you have a manufacturing product, there are a couple of costs. I'm going to go to my example right away to show you. Now, I created an example company that makes surfboards, snowboards, and hats. And you could see that when I'm talking about manufacturing, the idea is we're allocating overhead. Now, overhead is not related to materials or labor. Overhead is related to departments that are being used by all the resources that are being used by all departments. So in this case, design, marketing, and machines is overhead. Whatever is direct labor and materials for my hats, surfboards, and snowboards is not related to overhead. So back in the day, so to speak, they used to allocate this overhead based on the volume of labor hours. So nothing to do with actual usage of those resources like we had design or marketing or engineering. They used to just allocate it based on, oh, I have $1 million of overhead. I'll allocate it proportionally compared to how many labor hours are being used. So pretty archaic way of doing it. So we're going to go over a case study here regarding the Cooper Pen Company. It's a company that makes black pens and also blue pens. And they just started making a different product mix. They just started making red and purple pens. And initially it looks like these red and purple pens are making better money. Looks like their profit margin is 14.8 and 18.2% compared to 13.3 of black and blue. The question is though, with these new pens, now overhead, you see overhead is being allocated only $16,200 to red and $1,800 to blue. Now with this overhead, there's not that much that's going to these new pens. We have to figure out if the new process of manufacturing these pens has created more processes or is it less processes. What's the effect on total overhead? So it looks like preparing and mixing the ink for the different colors is a process. Inserting the ink into semi-automated machines is a process. And packing and shipping pens is a process. Now there are some operational features, production operations, and then we have indirect and direct labor costs. Now we have all these support costs that are considered overhead. And we have these indirect costs. Direct costs is like labor. It's like how much literally are they doing to pack in the labor. And then we have indirect cost, which is overhead. So we're going to continue to examine the effect of overhead in the next video.